Hi, my name is Saul Robles, and this is a presentation on the Gertz v. Robert Welch Inc. case. This was in 1974. It's a defamation and the law case, exploring the distinctions in defamation laws concerning private individuals versus public figures as laid out in Gertz v. Robert Welch Inc. So, introduction to Gertz versus Robert Welch Inc. This landmark case established essential legal principles regarding defamation, highlighting the difference in protections afforded to public versus private individuals. Supreme Court's ruling underscored the need for responsible journalist practice and set a precedents for future defamation cases involving private citizens. Elb Gertz is a private lawyer, is a respected Chicago lawyer who represented the family of a young man killed by police. His legal work involved in navigating complex cases and advocating for justice, which established his reputation in the legal community. The parties involved are Gertz and Welch. Robert Welch Inc., the controversial publisher. Robert Welch Inc. published the magazine American Opinion, which dis- disseminated controversial political viewpoints. The magazine article accused Gertz of being part of a communist conspiracy, which was unfounded and damaging to Gertz's reputation. Public his private status in defamation cases. In the landmark case of Gertz versus Robert Welch Inc., the court established that Elmer Welch was characterized as a private individual rather than a public figure. This distinction is crucial as it determines that legal standards that apply to defamation cases, particularly the requirement of proving actual malice, which is applicable only to the public figures. Gertz described as a lens of defamation statements in American Opinion. So Gertz described as a Leninist. The magazine American Opinion accused Elmer Gertz of being a Leninist, suggesting a direct affiliation with ideological extremists, which could severely damage his professional credibility. The accusation of being a communist fronter, the publication labeled Gertz a communist fronter, implying that he was part of a conspiracy against law enforcement, further tarnishing his reputation without evidence or basis. Implied criminal record and malicious intent. The article also suggests that Gertz had a criminal record and was leading efforts to discredit the police, both of which were false assertions that could lead to serious professional repercussions. So, verification of allegations, a publisher's responsibility, understanding the importance of thorough fact checking in journalism to prevent harm to individuals. So, first, this lack of fact checking. The publisher did not undertake any fact checking to verify the claims made against Gertz, leading to significant misinformation. No attempt to contact Gertz. The publisher failed to reach out to Gertz for his perspective, neglecting the opportunity to ensure a balanced story. Neglecting public records, the publisher did not review public records that could have clarified Gertz's background, contributing to the spread of falsehoods. Published unverified claims. The unverified claims were presented as facts, undermining journalistic integrity and causing potential harm to Gertz's reputation. Impact on Gertz's reputation, professional and personal consequences. So, damage to professional reputation, loss of client trust, social stigma and isolation, threats to personal safety. So, lessons on publisher responsibility. Accuracy is paramount. Essential fact checking process. Engage sources for clarity. Avoid unverified claims. So, Supreme Court decision standards for private individuals. In Gertz v. Robert Welch Inc., the Supreme Court, 1974, the Supreme Court determines that private individuals are not required to prove actual malice in defamation cases. Instead, the court held that the states can establish their own standards for liability, ensuring that private individuals only need to demonstrate that the publisher acted negligently in their reporting. So public officials, public figures, actual malice standard, comparison with Sullivan case, public versus private figures. So we have the Sullivan case established that public officials and public figures must prove actual malice to win a defamation lawsuit. The higher standard reflects their ability to engage in public discourse and respond to criticism, considering they are more likely to attract public attention and scrutiny. In contrast, So private individuals' negligence standard. In contrast, the Gertz case determined that private individuals only need to demonstrate negligence to hold the publisher liable for defamation. This lower standard acknowledges that private individuals have less access to counter false statements and more vulnerable to reputational harm. Implications for future communications professionals. So key takeaways from Gertz versus Robert Welch Inc. for ethical communication practices include the importance of accuracy, maintaining truthfulness and reporting to build trust and credibility, necessity of information, verifying information, implementing diligent research and fact checking to avoid the spread of misinformation, balancing free speech and reputation protection, understanding the legal and ethical boundaries when expressing opinions and reporting news, awareness of different legal standards, recognizing that public figures and private individuals are afforded different levels of protection under defamation law. So, commitment to ethical journalism, adopting standards that prioritize integrity and respect for individuals and reputations in all communications. Conclusion: balancing free speech and reputation. The cases of Sullivan and Gertz. The cases of Sullivan and Gertz illustrate the delicate balance between protecting free speech and safeguarding individual reputations. While the Sullivan case emphasizes the importance of robust public discourse regarding public officials, the Gertz case highlights the need for greater protection for private individuals who face potentially harmful false statements in the media. So this is the Gertz versus Robert Welch Inc. Defamation and the law. Exploring the distinctions of defamation laws concerning private individuals versus public figures as laid out in Gertz versus Welch Inc. These are references, and thank you.